Hello again. For the last 6 years, I have been working under the supervision and instructions of the Prime Minister of Israel, according to the governmental resolutions and the vision that he put in my hands to bring Israel to be one of the powers in the world in cybersecurity. It's an honor and a privilege to me to call to the stage the Prime Minister of Israel, Mr. Benjamin Netanyahu. Please.
Thank you. It's good not to see you. A few years ago, I decided to establish Israel as one of the 5 leading cyber powers in the world. And I think by all accounts, we're there. But the jury in cybersecurity is always out. And it's a constant challenge. Cybersecurity is serious business. It's serious business for 2 reasons. The first reason is that it's a serious and growing threat. And it's a growing threat everywhere because everything, every single thing is being digitized. And the distinction between high-tech and low-tech is rapidly disappearing. And as that happens, in one country after another, in one industry after another, in one critical infrastructure after another, and as we enter the world of the Internet of Things, the need for cybersecurity is growing exponentially. This is a problem for all governments, not only to protect their military or their security organizations or the critical infrastructure, their businesses, and every single organization. How you approach this is something that governments grapple with, and we decided to apply a rule that we use in the military when you have a lot of forces scattered in the field, and you can't really organize them. You decide, okay, we're going that way, and everybody fall in line, and we sort of organize ourselves as we move. Our decision in this case was to create a National Cyber Defense Authority, and we are organizing them around a cybernet so that everybody has secure information between the government and the various organizations and the business organizations. We can communicate in a secure way, and the parties inside the net can communicate with each other, not only to respond to attacks, but to prevent them by early warning, to prevent them also by guidance, by teaching a systemic doctrine to the extent that you can be systemic in this business. We are experiencing every month dozens of cyber attacks on the national level, and at any given moment, including right now, there are probably 3 to 5 attacks on the national level that emanate from various sources, the usual suspects and a few others. So we have set up our own system. It's constantly evolving, and the 100 or so big companies that have joined and organizations that have joined the cybernet is growing. More will follow. I predict at the end just about everybody will be there because everyone needs it. And we're ready to cooperate with other countries. We're ready to cooperate with other governments because in general, again, with some reservations, we're better together. The second reason why cybersecurity is serious business is because it's a great business. Because it's growing geometrically. Because, forgive me, for all of you who are in this business, because there's never a permanent solution. Never. Never. It's an endless business. You remember that, any of you old enough to remember Mad Magazine? Remember Spy versus Spy? You know, this is spy versus spy, except that it's done at a very fast pace, which is constantly increasing. So the battle for market share in a fast-growing market is open to anyone, although there are certain requirements and I think certain barriers to entry. But this produces an endless crop of companies. We in Israel have, I don't know, I haven't counted, 600, 700 startups, and they're continuously added and weeded out, added and weeded out. This is a fast, geometrically rising market, and you have to be chess players, except you have to be speed chess players in this. This is what Israel excels in, and this is why it's a great advantage today in this business to come from Israel. Let me say a few words in Hebrew to people. פעם זה היה חיסרון לומר שאתה בא מישראל. היום, כשאתה מדבר על סייבר או על טכנולוגיה מתקדמת, זה יתרון לומר, אני חברה ישראלית. יתרון גדול. רוצים אותנו בכל העולם, ומכל העולם באים הנה. למשל, עכשיו יהיה כאן ביקור של ראש ממשלת הודו, אחד מראשי הממשלה החשובים בעולם, עם הכלכלה השלישית בעולם, שגדלה במהירות. הוא רוצה בהידוק היחסים בישראל בהרבה תחומים, במים, בחקלאות, בבריאות, אבל גם בסייבר, ויש לו סיבה טובה מאוד לעשות את זה. I just said that, do you have translation as I talk? No? Okay. So I just said that most of the governments, in fact, all of the governments in the world that I come into contact with want cooperation with Israel on high-tech, and just about every one of them wants cooperation with us on cyber technology and cybersecurity technology. And of course, this is going to come to full expression in the upcoming visit of the Prime Minister of India, my friend Narendra Modi, who's coming here in a few days. We look forward to receiving him. This is an expression of the change in Israel's status. There used to be a thing called the Arab boycott. You remember that? Well, that's dissipated for many, many reasons, strategic and others, but the prominence of Israel in the technological field and in the cyber field have made Israeli companies very, very attractive. So because we have a lot of speed chess players, because we have hundreds of startups, because we have demonstrable success in providing solutions for a while in this rapidly changing sphere, Israel has become an attractive target for cybersecurity investment. And I think if I tally it, roughly as we could see, 2016, we have about 20% of the global private cybersecurity investment around the world. The fact that you're here in this conference means that you recognize that simple fact. So here's the end of my brief speech. Cybersecurity is serious business. It's a serious threat, and it's big business. And I want to thank you all for coming to do cyber business here in Israel. Seriously, thank you.